here, and we know again that x is 12.75 and the y coordinate is actually 18. We need another point here. Once again, we now know that this is 12.75 and the elevation is 18. And we need another point here. It's plus 12.75, 19.2. And we need another point here. Let's make this coordinate 32 and 19.2. And finally, at the base of the problem, 32 and 0, let's say. And at this corner, we want minus 32 and 0. That should be 0. Clicking on Zoom All Objects, we now can use these points to sketch a region. I could modify these lower points here such that it is closer to the actual base of the drawing. Say draw points. If I click on an existing point, I say this is minus 0.5. And I'll do the same at the other corner. Minus 0.5. Once again, clicking on the Zoom Objects icon, we now have points that match very closely to the actual dimensions of the drawing. We can turn off the snap to grid, and we could now draw regions. Draw regions. And since I'm not snapping to the grid, I will snap to the predefined points. Now that is the main region. Notice that we now don't see part of the bitmap. I'll show you how to bring it to the front in a little bit. We can go back to Sketch Pictures, and we can say that we want to see the bitmap on top of the GeoStudio objects. And so now we draw the bitmap on top of the GeoStudio objects, and as a result we have lost our points and our regions. However, we need to define two more points. Let's turn on our snap to grid and say draw points. We need a point at the tip of the sheet pile here, the cutoff, and it's minus 12.75, and the elevation is 12.9. And the same thing here, we need a point that is plus 12.75 at an elevation of 12.9. Now we can turn off the bitmap temporarily with this icon here, and we can turn off our snap to grid, and then we can say draw lines, and we can draw a line where we will create the equivalent of a cutoff. And we can turn the bitmap back on. You can always go back to Sketch Pictures and